You can either live your dreams or live your fears. What are the things that you fear that's been keeping you from living your dream, that's been keeping you from doing some things that you would like to do? You can either go back to your comfort zone, there you won't find any growth, or you must be willing to go forward and face your fears again and again. Acknowledge your fears, you embrace those fears, and then you move on.
Giving with expectation is a devastatingly bad idea that 99% of people do.
Tiny adjustments that have the most profound effect on people. And it's never too late to say, I'm enough, I can find love. And now if you give someone the power to make you feel good, you give them the power to make you feel bad. And if you do it to yourself, you feel so much better. It makes you slightly bulletproof. You still need other people. We all need other people. But the dialoguing with yourself and starting with I'm enough.
You see, strength, pain builds that. I know it might be hard for you to feel that. But even in your darkest storms, there's a plan for you to still shine bright. Please believe that. I know because God did it for me. God will allow you to go through places you don't understand, just to bring you to the place where He needs you to be. So don't let this season take your life. You can win this fight. If it wasn't for my darkest storms, I would have never found the strength to shine my light. There's a purpose greater than your pain. There's no growth without rain. Sometimes it takes your hardest storms to birth your greatest change. Your life is not finished. You keep living.
If you're creating a wonderful future and you feel the emotions of that future and you feel like you're connected to the energy of your future, the moment you get angry and frustrated, you just disconnected from the energy of your future, and now you're back to the energy of your past, and don't expect anything to change.
It doesn't matter what happened in your past, you're just a choice away from a new beginning. Your perspective can either be your power or your prison. So no matter what, appreciate your life and build your testimony with the test you were given. Listen, I get it. I know depression is real, but so is deliverance. You can heal from those afflictions, overcome those addictions. It's time to put a semicolon where you're trying to put a period because your sentence hasn't ended. You got more life to live, so don't give up. And forget anybody or anything that's ever tried to make you feel like you're not enough. You're enough, you're more than enough. So don't try to end your story just because this chapter sucks.
And if you understand the mind, it does what you tell it. That's its job. And if you tell it better stuff, you have an amazing life. And if you tell it mediocre stuff, you have a mediocre life. You have to talk to the mind and say, this is completely outdated. It's behind you. So people have a story. I can't be a success because I never went to university. I can't speak in public because I blush. And without understanding, when you describe why you can't, you keep it going. If you keep talking about the symptom, your mind keeps it alive because whatever you focus on, you get more of. It's then, this is now. And so they have outdated stories, outdated language.
Being insecure is a mindset. It was put into you for a million different reasons. Figuring out how to get out of that hole by who you surround with, how you think, what you do. Insecurity is the biggest poison in our lives.
We as humans, if we don't have purpose and if we're not serving, we begin to dig holes in our life and cause problems that weren't there, have anxiety and depression that shouldn't be there, right? And if you can make money, if you can focus on making money and then having some significance and meaning with that money, you've now developed service and purpose, and it turns out that's kind of coded into our DNA.
I tell people is that it's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. And so I have processes and things in place where my mindset has changed when I go through things where in the past I would be victim to those things. Now I look at it as like, how can this help me? How can this help other people? And I don't stay there.
When people come in and go, I want this, you have to look at the blocks. The number one block is the fear of rejection. If I make it, I might get rejected. If I find love, they might leave. If I make all that money, people won't like me anymore. So you've got to smash out of the ballpark the fear of rejection.
If a person's living by guilt and they don't know it's guilt because it just feels like they've been feeling that way every single day or suffering, and those emotions are driving their thoughts, and if they can't think greater than how they feel, and feelings and emotions are a record of the past or thinking in the past, now the past is going to be your future.
Reality. I tell people you gotta face it. That doesn't mean that you have to stay stuck there, but a lot of times we run from our reality, right? We try to smoke screen it, we try to hide from it, and we know reality will find you regardless. You can sweep it under the rug, but it'll still be there. And so one of the quotes that I like to use is, you'll never win your war by running from your battles. And so it's time to face your battles. It's gonna be hard, it's gonna be tough, you will be judged, but acceptance to me is one of the most powerful things you can do, because you can accept, okay, this is where I'm at with my life, and also accept that I don't have to stay there.
As humans, aren't we top of the food chain? I think we are. As humans, we are top of the food chain, yet I was living well below my potential in so many categories: in love, in impact, in money, in self-growth, self-discipline, health. And so I was like, man, it's time to human up. And so to me, human up is something, it's not gender specific, it's just let's human up. Stop making excuses, take control of your situation, and rise to your potential.
I have definitely suffocated excuses better than a lot of people, which is really the biggest reason so many people who are listening right now are not winning. They are surrounded by people that are willing to accept their excuses on one very interesting insight. It's because those people don't give a. Your friends and your family are letting you get away with your excuses because they don't care. I weirdly don't know you and I care, and let me tell you how to fix this. Excuses out of your mouth.
Most people live by the same feelings every single day. You know, people wake up in the morning and your brain is a record of the past, so you wake up and you start thinking about your problems, and your problems are connected to certain people and things at certain times and places. The moment you start activating those circuits of memories related to the past experience and the environment you're thinking in the past, your thoughts are the vocabulary of your brain, your feelings are the vocabulary of your body. How you think and feel creates your state of being. So most people start their day every single day reaffirming their entire state of being in the familiar past. Then they rush to the predictable future, right?
You have to look at your life and say, you know what, if you want to be here and you're doing things that don't get you there, you have to make those changes. Now, if those things get you to where you want to go, cool. But for me in my life, those things weren't transitioning me into my greatest me, so I had to let it go.
Stop playing the victim. Stop running around acting as if you have nothing to do with the people, things, and situations in your life.
You know, digging up the negative seeds in your life and replacing those seeds with seeds of positivity. And so that means going back.
God put people in your life for a reason. Others are there for a season. And it's very important that you recognize when people's seasons are over.